So I'm coming to you guys on this rainy Saturday, and there's some thoughts in my head that I wanted to express. And I wanted to come on here and just share my thoughts on how I've been feeling. Because I know there's a lot of dads out there that can resonate with what I'm about to say. And I want to start out by saying, I hope you gentlemen are checking your mental health. I hope you guys are clearing the stress that you experience in this week. You know, during this time, especially during the holiday seasons, there's a lot of stress going on. A lot of people are trying to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of bill collectors, you're trying to keep up. You're trying to pay off on your bills. You're trying to catch up with any other kind of responsibility you may be thinking of at the moment. You're trying to impress this person. You're trying to look good in front of this person. So I wanted to come on here. First of all, I wanted to just introduce myself a little further. You know, I'm a dad, 2 girls, been married for over 7 years now. And I wanted to come on here and just vent my thoughts. Because a lot of us men, including myself, we have a lot of thoughts in our head that we don't share with the world. We don't share with anyone. So some of the thoughts that are in my head that I wanted to share with you guys is us losing ourselves as men. We're so boggled down by society's rules for us that we forget who we are. And I think that topic is not covered a lot in the world. It's not covered a lot in the world. Welcome, whoever joined, welcome. So I'm going to restate what I said since you guys just joined. I want to go over some things that dads can relate to. And this involves just understanding who you are as a man first. Because a lot of the times, we as men, we get defined for what we do in the world, right? We get defined for a lot of things that we do. But my question to you guys is, who do you define yourself as? And I don't think that's discussed a lot. I feel like once we, as men, once we get married, once we have children, once we just go through all of these events, in a way, I feel like the topic that's not discussed a lot as men is we forget who we are during those moments. Like the world just tells us what to do. Oh, men should do this. Men should do that. Men shouldn't cry. Men shouldn't feel. Men shouldn't. It's always what a man should not do. And they always depict this image of a man and how a man is supposed to look in the world and what a man is supposed to do in the world. My question to you guys is, shouldn't this be focused on? I'm about to bring it up right now. Shouldn't it be focused on how we're feeling? You know, I know that's not the popular thing to bring up as men, but how we're feeling. A lot of times our feelings get kicked under the rug like a dust particle because it doesn't matter what men feel. That's what the world says. But my thing is, again, shouldn't that matter? Shouldn't it matter what a man feels? It shouldn't just be what women feel. That is important as well. But what about men? Why does it feel like the world just kicks out what a man feels? All he's degraded down to is what can you do? What can you do for your children? What can you do for your significant other? What can you do for your job? What are you worth? And it's like, it's so stressful. Like, how can a man just really thrive in this world? It really feels that way. And like I said, I'm going to introduce myself to you guys that are on. I'm a dad of 2 girls, I've been married for over 10 years, and every day that I live, it gets harder and harder to be on this in this world with the standards that they have for us. So I just wanted to reiterate, what isn't it important that we as men get to share our feelings? Because a lot of us have a lot of feelings that we put behind door number one, and we close it, lock it, barricade it, and no one is able to ever get into that room. Isn't it about time we get to unlock that door and let those ghosts of Christmas past, whatever's in there, all the skeletons, all the things that we didn't want the next person to know about, isn't it time we open that door and just share it so we can kind of let go of some of the traumas we've been facing? Isn't that important? Isn't men's mental health important? I know the world doesn't care. I know this. They show it to us in so many ways. But me as a man, I just get to a point where it's like, man, we gotta really get involved with ourselves. Because one thing I could say is, as a man, the things that you do and succeed in, that shouldn't be the only important thing. It should also be about you knowing who you are as a man. And a lot of us forget who we are when we get married, when we have kids. We just look at ourselves as a provider a lot of the times. All right, so I'm just reading a comment. If you have not achieved something significant, always know you will, and you will have the strength to get through anything tough. And I'll pray that you get through it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And gentlemen, come on in. Come on in. Because honestly, we need a space where, more gentlemen can get together and talk about things. Talk about things that's on our minds. Check out my page, guys, because that's what the page is for. A safe place, I want to say, where we can all just speak about things and not feel bad about it. We all need spaces this way. And a lot of times the world does not permit us a space to do that. Because like I said, a lot of times they just want to know that we're doing what we're supposed to do in the world. How much money are you making your employer? What are you doing for your wife, your significant other? What are you doing for your child? Aren't we more than just our wallets? Are men just only wallets? That's the point. Are we only our wallets? I'm coming on here to share an experience and say we are more than just our wallets. We are more than just dads. We're more than just husbands. We are way more than that. And it's time other men get together, speak about it with other men of like-mindedness, and just share this. Because it gets to a point where it's so tiring and exhausting. There's a lot of mental health crises out there amongst men. A lot of it. A lot of us are walking around traumatized from things that happened in our past. And a lot of us bypass that to go to work. We bypass it to go to work, continuously try to uphold our family, take care of our families, and then at the end of the night, we're just on the couch watching Netflix. We're just sitting on the couch with that bottle of wine, guilty, sitting on that couch with that bottle of wine, and then we're going to restart the whole thing over the next day. Now, am I lying about that? I don't think so. You could disagree with me, but I feel there's other men that can resonate with this. I feel like there's a lot of men that have so much on their minds, and they're wondering who can be there to listen, who can be there to understand what a man is going through. Because a lot of times the problems of a man get pushed aside because the world does not value men. They value what a man can do. That's what society is about. They value what men can do instead of the value of an actual man. So we just got to get to a point in this world where we can actually start valuing men. Because we're not valued. I'm gonna be honest, we are not valued. We're valued for what we can do, but we're not valued for actual being an actual human being, being someone that actually has emotions. You know, that word is shunned among manhood. Like, you guys know the sayings. Oh, what you crying for? Man up. Men don't cry. And this is the reason why this is being passed down to the little boys that's being raised, because now they're coming along thinking, oh, I can't cry. They're gonna think I'm a punk. Oh, I can't cry. They're gonna think I'm weak. Oh, I can't cry. They're gonna think I just can't be successful because I'm crying. When did we ever get to that statement? Whoever made up that statement was dead wrong. Men should be able to cry. It doesn't make them weak just because tears are coming out and they're experiencing emotions. But somewhere along the line, someone said a man cannot cry. Someone said that. And it's exhausting, man. It is so exhausting. And we just got to get to a point where it's like we got to start valuing ourselves. Value yourself so other people can know how to treat you, how to talk to you. We got to look at ourselves as more than just our paychecks. We got to look at ourselves as more than just dads. We got to look at ourselves as more than just husbands. We are much more than that. Because guess what? If you take away all of those things, take away husband, take away father, take away all of those things, then you got to ask yourself, what are you at the end of the day? Who are you? What kind of man are you? Because a lot of times during those events, marriage, fatherhood, any other event, sometimes we forget who we are during those times. We forget who we were before we got married, who we were before we had a child. I was sitting down in a bar last night because it may be some negative self-care, but anyway, I sat down in a bar last night, had myself a drink, ate some good food, and I had about 2-3 drinks, and I was just sitting there like, man, this is, it didn't feel right because it felt like I needed to talk to someone. But then again, it just hit me like, no, I should be able to spend time with myself. There should be moments in time where I spend time with myself and I feel comfortable. And then something else hit me. And I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, but they won't admit it. A lot of people feel like they don't enjoy their own company. Now, I could be wrong on that, but this is how I feel. I feel there's a lot of people out here that don't enjoy their own company. There's people out here that always want to be in the midst of a crowd. They always want to be maybe the center of attention, maybe speaking to someone. Someone has to be in their face, speaking to them, right? Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you for joining, whoever joined. But I just feel there's times when a lot of us feel like we need someone to be in our midst. Someone has to be giving us some form of attention in order for us to feel whole. But take all of those people away, then what do you have? And I think that's where the problem lies. We should be taught self-love at a young age. And this is one thing that I'm realizing as a father. I'm realizing I want to teach my children from young how to love themselves before anyone else can love them. Teach them young, guys. When I say this, this is from my experience, and this is from just all the observation I've been doing. I've worked with kids in the schools. I've worked with kids in the group homes. I've had a lot of experience working with children, adults with mental issues, with disabilities. These are things that I have worked with and I've experienced. So this is something I want to share with you guys. Take it from me. I've been married for over 7 years. I have 2 kids. Some of you guys have more than 2 kids. So you guys are experiencing certain things that I may not be experiencing. But that's why I feel it's so important for us to come together and speak about these things. Thank you guys so much for the comments and whoever decides to stay in here. I appreciate all the love in the comments. And I see some of the comments in the section. The most difficult part is learning how to love yourself, to be able to be happy in your own element. That is perfect. That's so true. Always been there through your life, never left you. Yep, that's Jesus, for sure. And I thank all you guys for all the comments, all the support. I appreciate it. And I pray for you guys as well. I don't know what you guys may be going through. I don't know you guys personally, but I pray for you guys that you guys will find the joy in your life. Because I'm coming on here just to, state life is hard. Life is not easy. But it's great when you can find like-minded people for support. Anyway, guys, I thank you guys for joining me on this live. And I look forward to you guys joining my page so we can continue this conversation. Till next time, guys. Peace.